And also they had like gods of social media.
If you just sit on your butt all day long just thinking about it, there's the possibility of you getting it is minuscule.
With lemon and cashews and
You can eat it in a minute. It's okay.
Okay.
Delayed gratification is good for you.
It's your fault, basically. Like you just have to wish more.
Oh, look at me. It's so easy for me to get money.
If you will say every time, oh, my life is so boring, oh, my life is so bad, I don't have money for this, I don't have money for this.
You're beautiful. And you're beautiful. And take this compliment. Okay, girls, wow. What a start to our podcast today. Something was really, really wrong with energetic fields or vibes or whatever. Something was wrong in the air because we tried to go live for half an hour and it didn't let us. So as a result, we decided to record record our podcast, and we're going to talk about this stuff that happened today. Well, not this stuff in particular, like how to go live and on YouTube, but about energy, vibrations. And the girls just introduced me to some new concept, and I'm an uneducated animal. I never heard about this podcast. Even if I heard, I don't remember it. So you girls tell me what it is. It's a beautiful name and what it's involved, and we're gonna talk about it. And whoever likes spirituality, energy, technology, anything, basically, you can listen to this podcast, as I understand, right? Because it connects to anything, basically, even to a cup of coffee. Egregor of drinks. Can it be?
Well, yeah, I think
Maybe.
Julia does a really good job of like defining things. So I'll let her do that, and then we can talk about as far as like what are each and every one's of us personal beliefs in regards to energy as it exists in the world.
Yeah, that's very deep. That's deep subject.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
will start to open it?
Let's say that I don't really know exactly like what is egregor, because I never actually studied this concept, but I know that it is a concept of energies. Like we can have Orthodox religion here. This is egregor. We can have Catholicism. We have Catholicism. It is also a concept, egregor. So I guess that this is a very interesting united energy of something we believe in, or something that can involve us and actually help us or change our lives. I think it can be something of the sort.
I don't know necessarily if its purpose is to do so. I think it's because we belong to certain egregors.
Yeah.
At one point of our life or the other point of our lives. And that's how it inevitably does influence us, but not because it wants to, but because we are interacting with it on a daily or somewhat periodic basis. And egregor is a very difficult concept because there's no like a rigid definition to it, but it's basically something that unites one or multiple concepts under same umbrella. And those egregors, they can kind of like live together, like and I guess like cross over into each other, and it doesn't have to be religious. It could be
It doesn't have to be.
right. So it could be technology is one thing, social media is another thing. But social media is inevitably part of technology, right? Because we can't use social media without technology. So essentially those are overlapping. And then even like you said, Orthodox and Catholicism, but they also overlap because they're both Christianity, right? Or they're both religions, right? Even if you take like Muslim religion, or if you Islam, or if you take Judaism or
paganism, whatever.
Buddhism, right? Whatever.
Yes.
They're all religions, so there are crossovers somewhat in them as well, even though they can be looked at as separate egregors. And essentially, like a lot of people I know from the medical community, a lot of people think it's bogus because they think, well, it's not science. There's no scientific proof that it exists. Yes, but there's also no scientific proof for so many different things, or we don't understand it yet. Maybe there is proof, we just don't understand.
Yeah.
We're not there yet to wrap our brains around it. So I don't completely discard it, and I do believe that we interact with many different things on a daily basis, and that energy interaction is what creates those egregors, basically.
Yeah. When I was reading about tarot, when I was, studying this a little bit, as you know, I have a couple of decks. Well, not a couple, but okay. I read some interesting and very strict topics on, like esoteric forums that if you want to get yourself into like Scandinavian runes or something like this, you have to dissolve your egregor that you live in. And if we're talking about us, then we are Orthodox, someone from Catholicism, whatever. They were talking specifically about this esoteric and religious things. So I guess in some circles, this can mean something more deep or something more occult than in the others. As I've heard that egregor there came from occultism, but now I guess it's spread all over the world and in other topics and places. Like if you remember American Gods by Neil Gaiman, they had new gods and old gods. They had Scandinavian, Slavic gods, and also they had like gods of social media. So they decided that they don't like each other. It's a different topic about this book, but I guess it can even explain something like this. Yeah.
But because think about it, the concept of social media was not really existent
Yeah.
even what, like 20 years ago, right? So essentially that egregor made itself possible by technology evolving and by people's involvement in that technology, basically. Because I guess there couldn't have been a god, quote unquote, right? I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's that, but I'm like a god of social media if social media did not exist. But the same way, if you look at all the Greek gods and think, like older mythology and so on and so forth, it came from what people were doing.
Hey, Terry Pratchett, he had the greatest concept of gods that just happened to become, and one of them was a god of hangover. It was beautiful god that suffered because we had some fun before. So I guess this can explain it everything, because as
Did
of
he
right
die?
now, no, he didn't. He's a god that he suffers forever. uh so I guess that it's very interesting. It can explain that we can have a lot of new things that we add to this term egregor or energy or whatever by evolving ourselves, and technology is evolving, and so it can now be spread to a lot of things that continue to come to our world and to our lives.
Have you guys seen Sandman?
Yes.
British show, right?
I just saw trailer.
You saw a trailer. You should watch it. You should
Yeah,
watch it
I haven't seen the show.
a little bit somewhat it has to do with what we're talking about, as far as there are certain things that are fundamental to humanity. Like love is fundamental to humanity, the same as like lust, the same as like depression and or like grief, right? And so all of these things are fundamental to even dream, right? The Sandman was the
Yeah.
quote unquote god of the dreams. We all have dreams, no matter what age, no matter what race, no matter what religion, we all have dreams. So it's something that we're united in. Like there's some, it's something that we all have. Depression wise, right? It might not be depression, but we can experience moments of sadness. We can experience moments of grief, right? And this is something that we all fundamentally have. And now, like social media, it's spreading so vastly that basically almost all of the people on the face of this earth are introduced to the concept of social media. There's very few people who live like in a remote, I don't know, remote villages like in the middle of Amazon or something like that that don't have access to social media. But essentially it's almost everywhere now. So
Yeah.
that's how like a new quote unquote god is being, or you can regard it as egregor, comes to be, is something that we all share in common and we all have access to and we all use and we all know about.
I still have kind of like loose grasp on this new idea. And what I'm thinking, it's a group of people or things, right? Even
Mm-hmm.
group of cups that people worship, sort
No,
of,
you no. They don't have to worship it. They don't have
or
to
I don't get
pray
it.
to it or anything like that. No, it's interaction. That's what makes it quote unquote come alive. It's the interaction with it because certain things are dying off. Like for example, we're not remember not remember we're not witches, but we're not immortal. But back in the day, a lot of people would sew their own clothes,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and this is not true for now how many centuries, right? But the mastery of sewing clothes was passed from mother to daughter, right? And everybody in the family was to some extent could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays it's like almost that thing is almost extinct. Yes, there are certain like people who work in the factories who do that, but it's not like in every family a woman knows how to knit or embroider or do whatever, right? Things like
Yeah,
Just
my
that.
grandmothers knew how to knit, but no, my mother, she doesn't know it, and I didn't study it because it was like something that I couldn't grasp my mind around it. Yeah.
Right. So to me, in my understanding, that egregor is becoming less and less and less prominent, or becoming less evident and becoming less powerful, quote unquote, because we're not interacting with it anymore as much as we used to.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're interacting more with our technologies, with our cell phones, with social media, with internet, with things like that. And so it's like this whole new egregor that comes about because that's where we're exchanging our energy to.
mm-hmm.
Exchanging or giving.
Maybe giving, yes, maybe giving, but maybe exchanging. I think,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
there are some people who think that we can get it back and we can
Yeah.
receive certain things back from it. And that's where this manifestation thing also plays into that. People are like, "Oh, you can just like dream a house and it's going to manifest itself and you're going to have the house of your dream because you manifested, because you thought of it,
Yeah.
right?" And a lot of people
Wishing
don't
board.
understand
Yeah.
that.
Put some photos on it, and yeah.
Right, exactly, like Pinterest board.
Mm.
It works,
Yeah.
but it works to a certain extent. If you just sit on your butt all day long just thinking about it, there's the possibility of you getting it is minuscule. But if you visualize something but you work towards that goal, right, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that your
Yep.
chances are increasing. So essentially that's where a lot of people think the exchange happens, where we give it a dream, right? We work towards the dream, and then in exchange, it gives us like the opportunities. It's not even about like, okay, so if you think about it, like, oh, if I work for like 10 years really, really hard and I save up and I'm going to buy a house, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
just plain work, determination, discipline, and there's no luck in, quote unquote, luck in it, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. But where people tend to love it so much, love this concept so much, is where you can do the same thing but get to where you need to be in a shorter time.
I've heard about the concept of rules and permissions also. I don't know. It's something like, if you don't have permission to have money, even if you will work like 100 years, you will not get that amount of money that you will consider good amount of money. I think it's also pretty interesting in terms of, wishing and getting, because sometimes we wish something that we don't even need, and there's also this concept of be afraid of your wishes, like genius. It is
Mm-hmm.
also kind of a gregor of, wishing something, wishing upon the star, or like Pushkin's golden fish. Like you have to wish upon, wish, take the fish, or shuka,
Mm-hmm.
Yemeli shuka, and
Mm-hmm.
wish it and you will get it. But if you will get something that you actually wanted, if this will make your life better or not. So it's a whole a lot of, like, it's encyclopedia of really interesting things that you can, I guess, also call egregors, this and
Well,
there,
but
maybe
that's
like
why that's
egregor.
why
Yeah,
Blinovskaya courses were so popular.
she's a scam.
Who
She
is
no,
who
she
is
well, okay.
Blinovskaya?
Blinovskaya is a psychologist, I think,
Uh-huh.
right? A psychologist,
She's a
Russian
psychic.
psychologist,
Yeah.
that she
Psychopath.
was selling her
Yeah.
courses for
Yes.
wish courses, make a dream courses, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
she said that if you make a dream and you go through her course, you will get your dream realized. I took that
Yes.
course. It cost me $50. I really didn't want to take it, but I was forced to by people who shall remain nameless. But essentially, I was like, okay, I'm very like easy to like go along with things. So I went
Hmm.
there, and throughout the whole course, I didn't see any scams. What she did basically, she basically kind of like shaped your wishes into quote unquote clean wishes. So essentially, if you wish for something, right, it could be a bad, again, quote unquote, dirty wish in a sense that it can hurt other people or you in a process of
Hmm.
becoming. And so, what she did, she made your wish clean. She showed you the ways to wish for it that nobody suffers and nobody gets hurt by it, and you organically get what you want.
I think
But
that maybe
it's basically
she's,
psychology. There was nothing like,
you know
Did you
what,
get it?
maybe she started with good intents, but after some time she became this, having this dirty wishes herself, and now she got what she deserves. She's in the prison now, because she was,
Mm.
she's a fraud. Yeah, she's a fraudster. She didn't pay any money
taxes.
to government.
Ah, that's what
She
she
had
was
like,
arrested for. Okay, that's a different
yeah, she
story.
had like billions, in
Of
tax
unpaid
frauds.
taxes. Yeah.
Yes, and also she, after sometimes she, at first she took what is already free in the internet, and she just put it in some, beautiful words, and she has, I think her husband was pretty rich even before all of this, so she had a good start. And she started it when this type of topic was not, on very popular, so she started it, and she put it, like, she made it even more popular than
Hmm.
it could have been, I guess. So yes, she has a lot of talents, but I guess she just didn't put it in a right vector. But after some time she started to do some really, really dirty things, like when 2022 started and everything that happened. She made a course of how to make friends. And so she said, basically, like, if you will get my course, everything's gonna be good and everything's gonna be peaceful, because I will make you friends with everyone. So it's messy, it's not very good. So I guess that in terms of energies taking and giving, she kind of got what she deserved, because she's now in this
Well,
particular
but not
place
only
that.
that, right? Not only that,
Mhm.
I don't think that taking something that's free on the internet, putting it into a course and selling it is illegal. There's nothing illegal about that. People
No,
want to buy
no,
it,
of
that's why
course
they
not.
buy it.
Yeah.
Everyone does that.
Right, everyone does that, exactly. Every basically a lot of the web-based courses are that. They just take information, they compile it into a concentrated form, and they sell it to you, which is fine. The thing that I didn't like about her, what she did is she did one of those. She used her influence, and she had a lot of influence. She used
Yes.
her influence to show off how easy it was to like get your dreams again, right? Dreams, like that she said, the goals of the dreams. She would be saying, "Oh, look at me. It's so easy for me to get money. I can go online right now and I can ask people
Yes.
for 1 ruble with like, or $1, whatever, and all of my followers will give me $1, which is nothing to them, but to me it's going to be like this new luscious whatever with a luxurious something something."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
indeed.
she was using her influence to gain monetary value, for which apparently she didn't pay taxes. And you have to pay taxes. um and so
Alas.
this is what led to her demise, basically, is that people started realizing she's just using other people.
Yes.
It's one thing
Mm-hmm.
to sell a course, it's another thing to just use people that are
Yes,
trusting you.
that's why I said that she had maybe a good start, and maybe she wasn't, that into scamming people and taking their money out of them and being so arrogant and being so nasty to a lot of, commentators and everything. But after some time it got into her. And I think that this energy of taking overpowered her good intentions. And so we have what we have. Yes. So
It's very interesting all about this concept. We don't watch the reality shows. You don't watch Real Housewives. So
Yeah.
a new season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, there's a girl. Her name is her screen name. Her internet name is Money Queen. Money Queen. So
Mm.
what she does, she sells those, courses how to become a millionaire, have to raise your
Mm.
money, how to raise your income. She makes millions of dollars. She said she makes a month more than her husband makes a year. And she got on the show because she had money. She bought a house from Kylie Richards. I don't know if one of the castmates, like original of the Beverly Hills show. So, but we see now, what we can see now is an inside work of that lifestyle, of this job. And because there's like things we see right now from her that, like, if you, like, people write back, people give some
Mm.
feedback about her, and they're like, well, it didn't work for me, it didn't work. So if it doesn't work, she says things like, well, you didn't wish, enough, you didn't
Enough.
wish it
Yeah.
in the right way, stuff like that. It's your fault, basically. Like, you just have to wish more.
And there's ways to handle that, right? There's ways to everywhere. Like, say for example, if I took a course on, I don't know, accounting, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a job after that as an accountant. As a consumer, I could go back and say, oh, you guys didn't give me anything. I took your course and I couldn't get a job as an accountant. And you could say, well, because you didn't try enough. Right?
Or it
So,
was just a bad course.
or it was a bad course, right? But then it kind of plays both ways.
Yeah.
It plays both ways. And a lot of the things that I realize also right now, because of the
Mm-hmm.
marketing pushes you sometimes to say things that you don't want to say. Like
Hmm.
right now, I'm taking a course and they're like, well, you have to show them how they're going to feel after they're taking your course. And I'm like, how do I know how they're going to, like, I don't know that. So I,
Hmm.
I, I can imagine how they can feel, right? But do I know that 100%? No, I don't know that.
Yeah,
It it's the
but
same
it's
about it's the same about those bloggers who say that they are so productive. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I did this. I did yoga. I put all of my kids to classes, schools, nursery homes, and whatever. And then I get myself some lifts up and everything. But if you will, take a closer look at what they do, maybe what they did was like brush their teeth, took a coffee, put makeup rise, and they put it in the list and said that that was a productive morning. So I guess this is something social media wants us to see. Everyone's so successful, everyone's so full of energy, everyone's so full of life, light, sun, and everything. So we would be envy and want to move ourselves into this particular concept too.
Yeah, but this return to courses, it's also two different concepts. One is actually getting a job. It's very different from manifesting riches, right? It's very different. Something is very real. You can send a resume, and one is asking God, or this concept that you
Well,
introduced in Gregory, and hope it will happen if you wish,
it's the
hard enough.
it's a point of how do you want to get your money, because there's also this concept of manifesting money through work projects, or manifesting it through, I don't know, a magician who will just appear in your, or genie who
Let
will
me give
appear in your
you
house and say, this I'm sorry, I will just continue. I had this There's this pretty interesting mini series. It was the 10th kingdom, and it had this concept of wishing. So one of the heroes, he swallowed a bean, and he had, I don't know, I don't remember, 3 or 7 wishes. This is and he wished himself money, and he got money. But those money were from the bank, and bank said that they were actually stolen. And he got not just the money, but also cops knocking at his door, because because those money were in his house. So this manifesting can go very different ways. That's what I was talking
It
about.
can go wrong.
Clean
If you don't
desires,
do it the
clean
right
wishing.
way,
Yes,
correct.
yes,
So
yes.
another example. Natasha, перестань шуметь.
I don't hear anything.
I hear everything.
Not in my
Me too.
not in my Gregory. It's very quiet and peaceful here. I don't know what's going on there. If I created
You're
your
in
own
a
universe.
bubble.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
gonna touch this
Thank
thing.
you.
It's
There you
delicious, delicious little bar with lemon and cashews and.
You can eat it in a minute. It's okay.
Okay.
Delayed gratification is good for you.
I'll suffer.
It's good for you. So another great example is this joke from way back when, from Soviet times. The guy was praying to God every single day, asking him to win the lottery. God, please, 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 I really want to win the lottery. I really need this money. Please let me win the lottery. Every single day he was praying for like an enormous amount of time, like crazy amount of time that he spent praying, 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 praying every day. Nothing happens until one day God himself gets down to earth and says, at least buy the ticket.
But yes.
At least buy the ticket. So this
That's a
is the whole
famous one.
concept
Yeah.
of the energy exchange, as far as the manifesting, as far as all of that. You
Yeah.
have to do something towards
You
that
have
too,
to do
not
something.
just wishful thinking and you just sit there and like, oh, I really want this, I really want this, I really want this. It's an exchange. So I really want this, so I'm gonna give you this, right?
Yes.
Whatever your effort is, either working harder or looking for a new project or looking for a new job, right? But please give me the best possible outcome. This is what it's about.
The joke from USSR also, I seen it in a very old magazine, I guess, in my grandparents' house. A man sits in the autobus and he's saying, oh my gosh, my life is crap, my wife is foolish, my work is awful. And the angel sitting in with a pen and a list and saying, oh my gosh, he wishes for the same thing every morning.
Yes.
It's also what we say, like, we have the saying, happiness likes quietness. So you don't have to say that you're very happy, very rich, very powerful, whatever, because you have to be polite about what you have. You have to really be quiet about all this, because a lot of people who can jealous and everything. But also, if you will say every time, oh, my life is so boring, oh, my life is so bad, I don't have money for this, I don't have money for this, it also kind of makes your words like wishes. So it is also an energy of word.
Definitely. And then when you said being quiet about your happiness, there is think about it. It's glass.
Yes.
What is glass in English?
Jinx.
Jinxing people.
Jinxing.
Jinx, yes.
Jinxing people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this concept of jinxing someone, right? But then I don't know, jinxing sounds weird to me in English. I don't think it fully relays.
It doesn't, but I think that's only
That's the closest one.
There's no really concept like that besides
Right?
like that.
Because
Yeah.
people envy, like envy is energy.
Yeah.
Right. So why is it that a lot of people they're thinking the same way like Julia is thinking, yes, be quiet about your success, be quiet about this, be quiet about that, is because envy is also an energy. So if there's a lot of envy going your way, it's gonna do something to your energy field that you're building, unless your field is stronger. Right. So this
Yeah.
is where you got to be careful with it. And a lot of people like tell me, for example, because I've been I had my Instagram blog for the past 5 years, and I tell people everything from how where I studied or how I studied, and how much money I used to make, how much money I make now. I share everything, and people are telling me, why do you share this? Don't share this, because people will envy you, and people will wish bad luck upon you, and people will wish bad things upon you.
Right.
If I accept this concept and I say, oh, yes, I should just shut up and be quiet and not tell anyone anything, and be afraid of their energy coming into my energy, right? Then I might never realize the things that I need to do. And
then it will become your truth.
Right, correct.
You will actually believe in it yourself, which
My
will
main thing
eventually.
is because I believe in the truth, and people need to see the truth. And by sharing my experience, by sharing even how much money I make, I'm telling people the truth. Here's what it is, and some, because some people think that, maybe like nurse practitioners like myself, we make more money than they think. And they're like, oh,
Mhm.
you make $300,000, $500,000 a year, which we don't. Well, majority of us don't. At least majority of us don't. Some probably do. But at the same token, it would give them an idea, a realistic idea of, like, if you choose this path and you spend this many years studying, this is what you're likely to get. Can you get
Yeah.
more if you do certain things like a business or whatever? Yes, you can get more, but at least you get a realistic idea of, like, what can happen.
I
Yeah.
think this concept about being quiet is not about what you were saying. It's about boasting. It's about being very, very loud about this. Oh, my husband is so great. He loves me so much. I'm the happiest woman alive. Your husband's, what did he give you? A ring? Oh, my husband will give me 10 rings. I think about this because you can tell being silent every time, being like it's being mute. It's not a good concept too. But being obnoxious about them, I
Obnoxious.
guess. Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about more.
Have you guys seen
We
Becca
see it
Bloom?
on. That's what I just thought about it. I just
What?
literally in the same second with you. I'm like, I just wanted to say it and you said it.
Becca Bloom. So Becca
Yeah,
Bloom,
Yeah.
she is
that's so
a
funny.
influencer, right? And apparently, again, I've
She's
never
she's
heard of
an
her.
Asian influencer just
Yeah.
for the whole picture. She looks like an actress from Crazy Rich Asians. Like
Okay.
Yes. So she's like, she looks like a doll. Doesn't she look like a
she's
doll?
she's so
Oh, I think
cute.
I've
She's
seen her. She's
adorable.
very, very, very rich, right?
Yes.
Filthy,
Yes.
Ah,
filthy.
And but
yes.
but listen to this. The concept of, I think, why people are loving her instead of hating her is because she is completely oblivious to the fact that other people don't live the same way.
Mm-hmm.
She
I think
literally,
now she's oblivious. Not oblivious,
but
but
majority,
it
I
took
mean, the
time.
way that
Yeah.
she started, right? She just was basically documenting her whole life, but she wasn't doing it as in your face, I have Dior, or I have Chanel, or I have whatever, but she has,
Birkin.
right? But she was doing it as of,
40,000
like,
Birkin. Yeah.
very matter
Yeah.
of factly, very, very, like, okay, it's the same way as if I posted a story of myself going to Starbucks getting a coffee. She posted a Birkin,
Yeah,
like that.
Mm-hmm.
basically, yes, the same level for her. Yeah.
Very
Just a bag.
nonchalant,
Yeah.
very, just regular day in the office type of situation. And that's why I think people loved her so much, because she was kind of like blind to how other people live, because she was raised in that circle. She was raised in a very rich family, and she is still very, very rich. And so she thinks everybody lives the same way, because all the people around her live the same way.
It's the
Yeah.
same as it's kind of very close to Meghan Markle and Catherine, the Princess of Wales. I've just
Meghan
had
Markle grew up
this.
poor, though.
It's not about that. It's about how they both kind of princesses. Meghan Markle is working princess, or not working princess. Catherine is a working and future queen. But like, I've seen some videos where the demands of Meghan Markle, how to be announced when she's entering the room, that everyone have to announce, like, Her Royal Highness Duchess of whatever. That's because she's not feeling it, and she understands that no one actually cares about her, and that's why she wants to be that loud about it. I'm still a duchess. You have to announce it, because here I come. And Catherine knows what she is. She knows
She wants
that.
acknowledgement.
Yes,
Megan wants acknowledgement
It's
all the
like old
time.
money in new money, right? The
Yes.
new money has to scream,
Yes.
right, about it. I got it. Like this actually influencer on this reality show, because she's like, oh, my little backpack, Chanel backpack. Oh, look, I have another like Chanel ring. And the other girls, they had it forever, and they're like, okay. Like all of us have Chanel bags. Like what? Yeah.
My friend, she went to work in Moscow. She was in I don't remember what kind of a firm she was. It was a lawyers or something like this. I don't remember. And she said that she was really surprised, but how a lot of people lived there. It was like about 10 years ago or something like this. Um, Everyone had huge debts, and they lived from credit cards basically. But they all had last iPhones, all brands like Chanel, Dior, whatever, Lanvin, what, just everything. They were packed from head to toe, just because they wanted to be close to those rich people who wouldn't be that loud about it. And if they would see them all in brands, all in those logos, they would kind of think, okay, I don't want to talk to them, and just wish and go the other way. So I guess this is the same, because when you don't feel the connection to something, when you don't feel the connection to this egregor, the egregor of, I don't know, being rich, having
Richness,
money,
yeah, yeah.
yes, and you desperately want to get a hold of it, you will try do everything, but I don't think this egregor will answer.
Right. So essentially, this is where, it's more of like a thing or object serving you versus you
Yeah.
serving an object. Right. And a
Mm.
lot of the people, those people, like you're saying, those people who max out their credit cards just to look the par. This is where
Yes.
they are serving the object, and they are pouring that energy into that richness egregor, or whatever you want to call it. But on the other side of things, the rich people, they don't really need to. They don't interact the same way with that lump of energy, right? Essentially, mega rich people, on the contrary, they hate things that have logos on them,
Yes.
True.
because they feel like they're providing free advertisement for those companies. So they actually select things that don't have no logos on them, so that they're not walking around advertising somebody else's company for no reason.
Because they
For no
know that they
money.
have money. Yes, they know that they have money. They know that people who they interact with, they know how much money, what worth of clothing they have on them the moment they talk. And it's not a matter of being loud about it and trying to prove anything to anyone, because why?
Especially
Like,
in closing, whatever, like very
yeah,
super rich people I know here, their money don't scream, their money whisper. Like you cannot
it's like,
ever figure out or think that person is rich, like
yes,
in any
it
shape
is
or form.
like,
Doesn't look like that at all. No brands names, no
yes,
nothing,
because
no
men have
behavior.
bespoke, yeah, men have bespoke costumes. They don't have any logos outside, but they tailored to fit the particular figure, and you can see it. And
Yeah,
when it is a bespoke costume, when it's tailored just for you, it cannot cost even what you will pay for a Dior costume. It will cost a lot more.
yeah.
So definitely, you see, these all of
Kingsman.
these things must be. And okay, think about women who can get men, or not necessarily men, but just basically anyone, to do anything, whatever they want for them.
Mm,
Yeah,
Have you met people
yeah,
like that? It seems like they get their
yeah,
way no matter where they are, no matter in what situation, they still somehow, some way get whatever they want, with connections, without like they can make it happen. And it just sometimes in my head doesn't make sense. I'm like, how did you do that? But apparently there is a state of mind in which,
yes,
where you're able to accept it the right way, you can make things go your way through other people. They don't just magically appear. It's not a genie that,
mm-hmm,
okay, I want a Mercedes, and the genie, waves its hand and here's a Mercedes in front of your house. No, they get it through other people. How do they get it? Where, like, how do they end up doing that? Or even women who find themselves husbands, and the women are not the prettiest ones. They're not the smartest ones. They're not
yes,
and then you're looking at her like, how did you land this?
yeah,
Right? And you're like,
yeah.
how did
True,
that
true
happen?
story.
How did that
True story.
happen? Through the interconnections of the energies, because she felt like she deserves it.
yeah.
And she went
It's
out there and
it's
got herself a best husband.
yeah. Sometimes they get a little entitled, but it's the whole different topic. But I think that for us, like from people from USSR or this region of countries, have you ever felt unsure or shy when some people praise you or praised you before?
Oh,
Yes,
definitely. All the time.
This
absolutely,
is
Mundo.
that is our problem, because
All
we
the
think,
freaking time.
and our parents, they kind of taught us not to be so sure of ourselves. And even if someone praises you and giving you a compliment, you have to be polite and very shy about it, and don't take it, because what did you do? Oh my gosh, you made a sculpture. Okay, a lot of people can do it. Just go and make another one, something like this. It is a state of mind, and I think it really, really makes our life difficult.
Miserable.
Yes.
Girls, I taught myself to learn, how to take compliments, because I'm like, oh, yeah, it's okay, always.
Yes,
But
that's
now, like, I learn, but it's like, it's hilarious, honestly. Like, you're talking about it now, and I'm like, I don't think I'm on that stage where I actually learn to do this, because I'm like, oh, yes, sure, yes, it's me, sure. I'm doing some kind of acting. I'm not just quietly accepting it, or I overly appreciate the person. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. I cannot
do
just
you
quietly say, yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I
do
deserve
you
it in
feel
my
the
head.
need to do you feel the need to return the compliment?
I have to. I
I
have a need. And sometimes
not
I don't know what to
right,
compliment back.
not necessarily the need to return. Sometimes you return it back, yes, but then sometimes you negate the compliment. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
the
I'm
need
not.
to
I'm not
negate
that
it.
good looking, right?
Okay.
I'm not that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
it's
no,
okay.
they think
Not.
it's an old thing. No, no,
Yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I bought it on sale.
Yeah,
Oh,
Target for $2. Oh my gosh, all the time, and I
oh,
know a
this
lot of people
lipstick.
who
Oh my
does
god, I
that.
don't even have it anymore. It was rotten. So yeah, it was my last time wearing it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Exactly
I know.
like
It
that.
Yeah.
destroyed my
Yes.
skin color. My like something that like it's not really that good. Just it makes us feel actually better if we don't accept the compliment and we turn it upside down. Oh my God, what's
Yes.
Exactly.
wrong with us? Damn.
So accepting not only compliments, but compliments are like this teeny tiny thing that
Yes.
people don't, it's not like a big amount of energy that a person spent to give you a compliment, right? Think about what if somebody comes one day and says, "You know what? I acknowledge your talent in whatever field, right? I acknowledge your talent, you're amazing, and I'm a philanthropist, and I'm just going to give you $50,000 or
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
And
$1 million."
in my hand, it was screaming, "Scam, scam, scam! Run away!"
Exactly. Not only that, but even if
Yeah.
I do end up taking it, right? For example, right?
Yes.
Example. If I do end up taking it, I will feel like I didn't deserve it. And that's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
big problem. And that's a problem where why? Because it's
It's
that
about
person's
permissions.
decision. But it's that person's decision, right? I didn't make them. I didn't go up to them and say
Yes.
and sell myself and say, "You know what? I'm so good. I'm this and that. Give me the money." No, if the person made that decision, you have to respect that person's decision to be able to make it, right? Same thing
Yeah,
with
but
compliments.
you don't permit yourself to take it. You
Well,
think
but that's what I'm
you
saying. The
don't
way the
deserve
way
it. Yeah.
the way that we're thinking about it, right? But who's to
Yes.
say you don't
Yes.
deserve it? In their eyes, you deserve it, so you should accept it,
Mm.
right? So, and this is a huge, huge work to work on ourselves, right? To be able to accept things, even if it's a compliment. Like start with something so little that if that person decided to compliment you on whatever it is, your hair, your makeup today, your purse, whatever it is, right? Give them that ability to do that because it is
Sometimes
sort of egotistic and centered of us
yeah.
to negate
Sometimes
that.
I feel pretty unease when we're going outside, like to have some dinner in the restaurant, and some of my friends decide to say that it was nasty dish. She doesn't want it. It was, and I kind of feel myself embarrassed because I like, and I don't understand why.
Second-hand
It's the
embarrassment.
secondhand embarrassment, yes. And sometimes I don't really understand. I'm not saying this. My dish was fine. It was like she didn't like it. What's the problem? And I'm asking myself, what is my problem? Like I'm putting myself in her shoes. Why? Why would I do that? So yes, this is pretty common here, and I think that it's pretty common, like in a place in a countries from our region, from USSR, from like, you know, this type of mentality is it's a broken mentality.
But
Yeah.
that's what the energy is about, right? Because people think of energy
Yes.
as, oh, this is a magical thing that does not exist. It does exist. We can't touch it. We can't measure it, but it's there. It's in the way that it makes you feel in certain situations. It's in the way that even your body responds. Like, I'm telling you, people give me a compliment and I can literally feel inside, like in my anatomy, how my body responds to the compliment.
Hmm.
Okay,
You know
at
what
Mm-hmm.
home my
about
body goes
Yeah.
like this,
yes,
and it doesn't
yes,
want to
yes,
take it. Yes,
yes.
and this is where the energy is coming from, and that's why a lot of people, when they hear me talk about it, they're like, how can you say that? You're in medicine. You're supposed to be educated, and you're supposed to, understand that this does not exist. It exists. If you can feel it, it really exists.
But everyone who's saying this, what are they? Why? Like we all say sometimes, oh, this person has a bad vibes. It doesn't mean
Yes,
that it's vibing on us, but it means that
exactly.
we do not connect with this person. Something feels dangerous. Something feels off, and there's also an energy. So
Hmm.
when we try to be too rational, it doesn't give us a lot of benefits too, because sometimes we still feel it, but when you shut it down, like when you talk to a little person, like to a kid, he's open to everything. He doesn't have this stoppers. He doesn't have this shutdowns, like, oh, ghosts do not exist or Santa Claus is not real. He
Yeah.
believes in it, and that's why he sees more, he feels more, and he can interact with us more. And when we
Mm-hmm.
grow up, we have this regulation after regulation. It piles on us, and it just brings us down. That's why we don't know how to take compliments. That's why we don't know how to actually interact with a person who has a lot of red flags, and deep down in yourself, this man is bad for you.
Hmm.
But
But
well,
you
he has
doubt. Maybe
money,
not. Maybe I'm
and
mistaken
yes,
too. Like we
yes,
also
and my
yeah, have me.
neighbor says that he's a good person. Maybe
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what the doubt in yourself. Yeah, you doubt yourself very much.
And
There,
instinct.
Yes.
the instinct, the gut feeling we have, it's most of the time, like probably 99% of the time, is correct. There
Hmm.
is a I read like very recently, one of the scientists, maybe it's British scientist, I don't know, but I think it's actually American one. He discovered that DNA, or is it DNA, DNK? DNA in English,
DNA,
right? DNA
DNA,
in Russian. Okay,
DNA.
Russian DNK. Okay, so the DNA is actually it's little antennas that broadcast the energy
Hmm.
of a person. Something happened to that scientist. It's they can't find him anymore. I don't know what happened to him. Things happen to
He
people,
became an
right?
antenna.
Yeah, I don't know, but something happened. Very
He
interesting.
broadcasted himself into a different
Or
reality.
somebody else broadcasted him. You know that for his
Yeah.
broadcasting, because it's not very common concept that actually our DNA produces some kind of energy and wave,
Hmm.
but it makes so much sense if you think about
Yeah.
it, why these ideas are born at the same time at multiple people's mind and who are basically in very close kind of area, surrounding area. It happens,
Hmm.
and we're like, oh yeah, because of this or this, but if you think about this concept, little antennas, it makes so much sense. It's broadcasted, and somebody got
And
this broadcasting, their DNA was catching
but we
those
still
waves.
we still don't understand DNA 100%.
Oh no,
So we might
no,
we
not even
might think we
close.
understand it, but I
Yeah,
don't think we understand
I
it.
don't believe that.
No.
No.
We
No.
learned how to manipulate certain things. You've heard, right? The scientists now
Yes.
can, with
On
CRISPR
physical
technology,
level,
they can
yes.
they can
Hmm.
cut out like the parts of DNA that are not good, per se, or damaged, and they can repair some of the genetic problems, et cetera, et cetera. Do we really 100% understand how that's going to affect the rest of the person's life? I don't think so.
No, but I don't believe that.
We don't understand that. And then all of that concierge high end things where they say, oh, now you can pick baby's eye color and you can pick baby's, hair color or whatever, right? Before the baby's conceived and born. And we can affect that. Can you imagine what else they can affect together with the eye color?
Yeah.
Do they know
I
what
don't
they're
know.
changing?
Yeah,
Giving
what
that
else?
baby that eye color. Do they know what else they're changing? I don't think they know.
I don't
Yeah.
And
think so
so
too.
all of that is just that's more witchcraft to me than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Do we actually know why schizophrenia may appear in a person or not? Like,
I
we
don't
don't
think
know a
so.
lot of things. Yeah, we don't know a lot of things about ourselves, about brain, about everything. So changing a color in not even born baby eyes, like, why? Okay, he
But
was
for
born with
vanity.
bright blue eyes. What if he was born with brown eyes? Will you not love him anymore? It's not a
It,
Birkin bag.
it's vanity. It's vanity. It's because, oh, I
Yes.
want to and I can, so I will, you know?
Yeah. We don't know what's gonna happen in the long term with all these manipulations. They
Yeah,
don't manipulate it yet, but
he will become a very beautiful maniac with bright blue eyes. Yes, thank you very much. Just
I
because
mean,
you
it could
cut
be.
something in himself. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you never know. Yeah, maybe the brain is not gonna develop exactly in the way it's supposed to be. It would be
No,
maybe next Messiah, but became a serial killer.
we don't know.
Why? Yeah, we don't know. We never know. But I still didn't understand the concept of this, whatever you said, ingredients, whatever. It's still kind of
Egregor.
egregor. It still doesn't make sense in my head. I need to read it about it, and I think because it's just no. Um, but people, here's homework for you. Find this concept, read
Yes.
about it, learn about it. What if you're gonna change? What else if it's gonna change your life, right?
No,
I don't know.
definitely. It
Is
Do
it
can.
you
going
It
to
do you
change?
can.
even believe in this? Yeah, do you even believe
It
in this? Maybe
it
you read something about this before?
Yeah, like I
yeah.
don't know if I believe in it or not because I don't get it. Like it's not black and white for me anymore.
Okay, but
It's kind
Natasha,
of
think
very
about it. Think about it. You understand the concept of a prayer, right?
right.
Okay, so what do people pray for? Usually people pray for their health, somebody else's health,
Happiness. Yes.
happiness, right? Peace, things like that. Well, whatever. You can pray about anything. I don't know. You can pray about money. You can pray about a new purse. You can pray about anything,
Right.
right? Essentially, it
You
doesn't
put a
have
lot
to
of
be.
energy outside. Yeah.
Essentially, that's what it is. It's a conversation between you and something else, whereas a prayer is a conversation between you and your god of choice, or gods, whatever you want, right?
Just
um
higher being. Yeah.
I don't
Something,
judge, right?
something.
But then this is a conversation between you and a different concept of a quote unquote god.
Mm-hmm. And what does it do for me? Well, okay, it's a conversation. What
Right.
do I
so
get
so
from it?
why do people pray, Natasha? Why do people pray?
Because they believe they will get something with pronouncing these words. Yes.
Same thing.
Okay,
Same thing.
it's just different wrapping.
Different wrapping, but same thing.
Okay, it's just a fancy name. All right. Okay, I learned something. I
Yeah,
learned
yeah,
something
it's
today.
the concept is still the same because our thoughts, our intentions, our wants, right, they end up translating into something. Hopefully
Mm-hmm.
they translate into something good. And that's
Right.
what they call organic wishes, right?
Oh
Those
yeah.
wishes that only bring good things to you, to your family, to your close ones, to other people around you. Those are organic wishes. Those are the wishes that are good for everyone, versus toxic wishes where it's only good for you, for example, right? But bad for everybody else, and then turns out bad for you as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about I thought about like the best manifestators. And Kim Kardashian, the family of Kardashian, who doesn't know Kardashians, it's household name. And Kim Kardashian said that I'm the best manifestator.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see the things that happen in her life, you believe her. Like there's a crazy things happen in her life that you would never think. And like she became an actor. Like basically whatever she wishes for and she wants for, it happens. Like, I
Well,
want to know her inside. How does she do it?
well,
I think you need to be
listen.
very concretic in what you really want. You need to be you need to concentrate on very specific thing. Because when you say I want happiness, what is happiness? You want a happiness in love, you want happiness in work, you want happiness in abundance in your money, in your financial sphere. What is this? Like, you have to divide your wishes like on in a little wishes. That's why you can like think you are having I don't know, a huge jar of water. You cannot lift it. But when you take a little jar and you take it but one by one, you will take everything that you need. So I think the concept of wishing, it's kind of the same. You can have like huge wishes about something that very important to you, but it contains a lot of other stuff that you have to take out and then make it more, you know, more concentrated and more little to take it whole in yourself. And if you wish for happiness, you have to be a little bit more specific in what happiness do you want to have right now.
And also,
Yeah.
just to right, if we're thinking about Kardashians, as bad as it sounds, but they had a different starting point
Oh,
Yeah.
than anybody else. They already were advantageous enough, right? They were rich enough, they were around influential people, they had like so essentially, if we're talking about it,
they
like
had
if
they had a base. They
yes,
had a
so
base, the foundation of
yes,
where to start, but they weren't
yes,
super rich. Yeah.
right. But if you're running a race, and the race is like, I don't know, 5K, right? But the person in
Hmm.
front of you starts at 3K already. Where are they going to get, and where are you going to get in that same time? Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So essentially,
Hmm.
definitely, it matters where you start from. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get anywhere if you wish and manifest, but it might take you, instead of like taking them, I don't know, how long did it take them to like really rise to the fame? Like, to me it
They
feels like
got
5 years.
they ran very fast after
To
the
me it
first
feels like
season.
5 years. After 5 years, they were everywhere.
Yeah, very fast. It's but it started basically from the videotape, Kim's videotape, where she was,
Right.
having sex with her boyfriend.
Right. But on the other side of things, right? On the other side of things, think about it. If they came to you, playing devil's advocate, right? If they came to you and they said, "You know what? You're going to be super rich and super famous. You're going to have this, you're going to have brand deals, you're going to have your own businesses, etc., etc., but you have to make a sex tape." Are you going to do that?
I don't think I would.
Well, you see, that's the
No.
that's the that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you as a person are not accepting of, and you cannot overstep that, because it would be against your internal compass. It would be against your
Yeah.
principles. It would be against your ethical views, and that's absolutely normal and great, because we're all different. And
Yeah, you have to be like, well, I can accept anything that
but again, though, this is the
compliments and that people, anyone, your
right.
neighbor will tell you, hey,
This is the price of the wish. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because you got to pay for the wish with something. And in her case, the price of the wish was
yeah, yeah, it's. Well, I hope it's not always like that. But do you guys believe in the concept, or only not maybe concept, maybe an idea that I heard recently? The concept, let's say, call it concept of 70. So you have to write something 70 times, 7 days in a row
Rights.
for
Oh,
it to
it's
come true.
I
it's
would
the
believe
I think
that.
it's a numerology. I think I would.
I would believe that. I don't believe that the actual number has to do anything
Yeah.
with it. I think it's just the concept of repetition.
Hmm.
Mhm. They say
It
like
seeps
70
into your
times.
brain. Yes, it seeps into your brain, and you start to make a lot of ways how to achieve it. I think that if in this sense, yes, I can believe it. But if you are saying if you will write 70 times 7 days in a row that you are becoming a princess of Wales, it does not mean that after this amount of time and writing you will become a princess of Wales.
Right.
Weirdly enough.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well,
Maybe you can become
you
Princess
know
of Wales
what?
for someone.
Right? Maybe Meghan Markle wrote it 70 times
Maybe
and that's
she
how it
wrote that
happened.
down. Yes. Yeah.
She could, with a purple pen and a feather.
Yes, but I don't. I think her writing was a little off because as of
Princess,
right now,
oh
she doesn't
well.
have what she didn't get what she actually wanted.
Well, maybe she wrote it 68 times instead of 70, and
Oh,
that's what
damn, she
happened.
missed two
Yes, she
times.
miscounted. Yes, yes.
It can work that way. So, what do you have to do? What do you think you have to do? Like ultimate things for your manifestations to come true. First, probably you have to be realistic, right? And not wish to be Princess of Wales or Princess of Luxembourg or Princess of anything else, right? One thing.
Yes, but you can be like Nadia said, advantageous in your wishes. Okay, not a princess, but maybe a duchess of some sort. Like if you're not 84 and you want to marry a 19-year-old duke, it still can happen. But I think that for your wishes to have your wishes come true, to be the manifestator like a Kim Kardashian, you have to be you have to understand that just writing something 70 times 7 days in a row will not make it true. You have to work, you have to envision. That's why we have visionaries. You have to envision what you want and how and the ways how you can achieve it. If you want a new work, if you job, if you want a new project, maybe envision yourself in this project. What will you do? What ideas you would like to present?
But
And
I would correct a little bit because
yeah,
uh I've been told not to
yeah,
make up ways of how exactly you're going to get there because that can actually make a roadblock. So
okay,
essentially, you imagine the end point, a new job, for
yes.
example, a new job. You imagine how you feel in that new job. You imagine how you behave in that new job. You imagine how your new quote unquote identity, right? Not complete, obviously, you're the same person, but your new identity in that particular job feels and acts and does things and accepts or not accepts certain things, right, in there. But don't think about how you got from point A to point B, because
Yeah,
if you think about how you got from point A to point B, you might actually shoot yourself in the foot. And
that's
that's
true.
that could actually make it worse and make it harder to get there because your brain is already set on this is exactly how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
So
sometimes it's
basically,
not.
you give the new universe an idea of what you want, but you don't give the universe the directions.
You give
The
them
Yeah, and
a creative, carte blanche. You can
yes,
Mhm.
do
and yeah,
you can get me there however, but I want to get there.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you be more specific and with what you want. Just, that's why maybe not 70 times, but 70 different things of that wish. Like I want this, like you see something like I'm looking at my table right now. I see my grandparents photos in the frames. I can see a little sued rabbit that my the mother of my friend gave me like on my birthday. I can see a little vase. So just envision what you want in this particular wish and write it down. And if you are actually like because writing down something, it is a very good thing even to remember it, because when you just thinking about this, it can change. When you write it down, you see the errors, you see what you want to add, and that's why I guess you can round this wish like in a very good and tight knot, and you will really understand what it is that you're going for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you guys believe in wish boards, visual boards?
Yes,
Do you believe in
yes.
those? Do you make those? Do you have those?
I have one. I have not worked on it in a really long time. I want to say like a year. I haven't touched it in a year. But funny enough, let me tell you, from that time that I did the marathon, the Wish Make a Dream marathon with Blinovska, right? One of the things that I wished for is to buy my own place, and guess what? We got our own place. And I
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
great.
can concretely remember that, and she said, like Julia is saying, describe it in the best way that you can possibly. And I was describing it in my head, and the only thing that I went for, like as far as like describing it, I wanted like a big space for like a like a common space, the
Mm-hmm.
family space. That's what I envisioned in my head. I didn't really go beyond. I don't know why I couldn't go beyond that, but I really wanted like a wide open space where like the whole family can gather, etc., etc.
I think that was important for you.
And you
That's
got
why you
that one.
envisioned
And
it.
I got it.
Yeah.
And that was exactly what it was, because I couldn't imagine anything else. I don't know why my brain wasn't working as far as like everything else, like the layout of it. Because she said, be as specific as you can. How many rooms do you want? How many whatever do you want? How many square feet? I don't know, the the house, the size of it, etc., etc. Nothing would come to mind, but I wanted an open space, and that's what I got.
That's perfect.
Awesome.
That's I think that
Yeah.
you can be not just specific, but you can think about what is really important for you. I think this open space was really important for you because of your family ties, because of how you envision yourself in this particular place. Like you want to have your family around in this time, in this, in this room, and you want to interact with them. That's why it manifested like what you
And that
desired
that was
for.
and that was part of the
Yeah.
thing, that part of the process too. They said if this wish comes true,
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to make your partner feel, how it's going to make your kids feel, how it's going to make your family feel. And then you literally had to write it down, and you had to write down, my mom will feel this and this. My,
Mm-hmm.
my partner will feel this and this. And essentially by doing that, they checked to see whether or not that wish is organic, right? Good wish, like
Yeah.
a clean wish, that everybody will be happy, and that it's not going to hurt anyone, and it's not going to bring suffering to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that it comes to be is also going to be organic, like clean way, not like that guy with the bank, with the money from the bank, right?
Yeah.
I want the
Yeah.
money, and it's stolen money.
Yes, it's a stolen money, and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go to jail.
You
Yes,
got what you got, you wish. Here you go.
You got the money.
definitely,
Enjoy.
definitely.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. I love it. I think there's a lot of good information that we can work on. I'm gonna, I don't know, do wish
In
boards,
conclusion,
learn
I
in
think
Gregory.
we should all dream, regardless of, if you're doing it for like achievement, or if you're just doing it because you like to dream. I think dreaming is something that's extremely, extremely pleasant, right?
Yes,
Because you can, in your dreams, you can be anyone, you can do anything, you
yes,
can, you can have anything in your dreams. I think dreaming is a good thing, unless it's anxiety. Don't, those are two different things. Anxious
yeah,
thinking is different from just dreaming, daydreaming, about, your life
Matrix
or whatever,
is
right?
good for that.
Matrix, sure, why not? I think the good dreaming is absolutely healthy. It's relaxing, it's good for you, it's good for your psyche. Do it whichever way you want to. If you want to write it down 70 times, go ahead and write it down 70 times, right? What bad could come of it? You'll
yeah.
waste some ink and some paper.
Yeah, but dreaming is not manifestation though. It's two different things.
It's not,
Right,
but if you
but
don't
essentially
dream
it can
about,
start there.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
but
a
if you
start.
don't want anything, if you don't dream about anything, you essentially you're just dead inside. Your life is over because you just don't know what to do with yourself. And I think that dreaming and wishing for something is a very good and healthy thing. Not become entitled and want everything because it's overconsumption.
Right.
I want this and this and this and that. Oh, well, no. But that's why we're talking about ecological wishing, ecological dreaming, like clean dreaming, whatever. Just be yourself and indulge yourself in this particular concept of actually making your life better, fuller, more colorful, and more joyful, I guess.
Yeah, and I can tell you, girls, my dream just came true. I dream about it for the last hour, and it's right here.
How
I'm gonna
nice
eat
it
it
is.
right now. Ha! No
Did
noise.
you envision it? You envisioned how you will
I
eat
was
it.
envisioning it the whole time.
She was like, I was smelling it this whole time.
Yes.
Like,
I can taste it on my mouth.
It's still there. Lemony
Yeah.
flavor. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
sounds great. Well, enjoy your dream, fulfilling
Enjoy
itself
your
right in
dream.
front of you, right in front of you
One
right this
crunch at a
minute.
time.
Yes,
Natasha, it's
exactly.
a little start, but I think you will achieve a lot more after those 2 chocolates.
Yes, I believe that. Thank you, girls. Absolutely wonder. Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you,
Thank you
guys, and
so
we'll see you
much.
next time. You please follow us, and you'll see us more of us and more crazy story and advice and
Yeah,
everything.
subscribe.
Because
Subscribe. Write something that you want us to know. Maybe you know something about wishing, ecological wishing, or something like this.
and I forgot one more thing.
Mm.
You're beautiful, and you're beautiful. And take this
Oh,
compliment
Beautiful.
and
and
you're
go and
beautiful.
visit.
We are
Yes.
beautiful.
Yay! Compliments are taken. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.